I recently wrote on the Sociology of Business, my weekly newsletter about how brands connect business with culture, about Relay Routier, decentralized network of restaurants in France, and how I connected it with decentralized cultural space and why it offers an example for endorsed brand business model and why that model is the right model in the fragmented cultural space. So basically, when consumer markets are fragmenting more than they're consolidating, the only way, the best way actually, the brand can participate in this space is to be like Relay Routier. So Relay Routier originated in the 1930s as a network of restaurants for truck drivers, and they were all over France. There were thousands of them. So these days there are around 700 of them, and the only one that's left in Paris is Au Bon Cru in 11 endorsement that I went with my husband when we were there a month ago. So basically, what united all of these restaurants is 5 chartered requirement. So the food needs to be made on premises. It needs to be less than $17 adjusted for inflation. They need to have a big parking lot. They need to have a shower for truck drivers, and the atmosphere needs to be friendly and welcoming. Aside of those 5 things, anything goes. So instead of controlling how the restaurants are going to look like, which are the modern high-end dining networks, when you can have a Nobu, you have, I don't know, like more than 30 Nobus around the world, and they all look the same, feel the same, you can have the same taste. Here, it's restaurants are connected in a network only by Relay Routier blue and red symbol. So it's basically a restaurant name, a routier restaurant. So if we transpose this to modern brands and modern culture that really looks like a network of roads that connect subcultures, niches, tastes, different aesthetics, the only way that the brand can really participate in all fragmented culture meaningfully is to be present in all those fragmented subcultures. So the way to do that is not to overextend its identity, but to create a network of endorsed brands. So in practice, that would mean, imagine here on Substack, a publication like Sister Magazine wanted to be present. So instead of creating their own newsletter, they would endorse a number of writers on Substack that are aligned in terms of point of view, values, and aesthetic, and the angle of coverage. Or if I, for example, wanted to do for sociology of business, network of sociology of business, I would find those writers, some similar to what I'm doing my Thursdays guest newsletters, and say X a sociology of business newsletter. That applies to brands as well, like modern prep brands like Knickerbocker or ALD or Drake's. They can be a Ralph Lauren company if Ralph Lauren decided, instead of building the modern prep and participating in all those subcultures, which is costly and not time efficient, they can just endorse a modern prep brand, giving it a stamp of approval. So these are the benefits of endorsed brands, that instead it's not a joint venture, it's not a franchise. The closest model to it is one of membership, which means that those who are interested, they apply for membership. The endorser brand reviews all of their point of view and values and aesthetics and the quality of materials and products and merchandising strategy and so on, and decides to endorse or not to endorse. And if they do endorse, they have immediate access to the audiences in those brands that are covering specific niche communities, taste communities, or subcultures. That's this strategy of endorsed brand is particularly relevant for brands in mature markets with they already saturated the market and got their legacy customers covered. So the way to grow is for endorsed brands to really endorse those that are going deep into niches and that they have a relationship. An endorsed brand in that scenario provides symbol of trust and a marker of approval. And this is important because an emerging brand may not have brand trust and approval. So this is basically a shortcut to having a strong brand that is synonymous with quality, with specific experience, and with trust. So that's basically seal of approval is on the endorsed brands part. Endorser gets access to all fragmented subcultures, and in this way they expand that market footprint. So far, I don't know who is doing that, and that's probably we're going to see more of that as the brand growth strategies are getting diversified. Read the entire analysis on the sociology of business is from not this week, the week before. And happy Friday and a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.